Hey, what's on guys? My name is Brad. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Duel Links video, welcome back to another Duel Links box review. I didn't think we were doing one so soon, but we got one today with the new update, and this is coming in a couple of days time. I'm not too sure the exact date, obviously it'll be in game. I haven't really checked in game just yet, but Dimension of the Wizards. This is a very interesting box, as you can see from the tagline here. We have the next level spellcaster and psychic strategies, new Madolche and Naturia cards are here as well. So this is the type of mini box I really like. When they don't overload us with a new deck archetype, they rather give us new cards to support existing strategies, which I think is the best way to go about the mini boxes overall. It really encourages you to kind of go into them to increase your strategies, your decks that you already have, rather than saying, hey, buy a new deck every week. You're continually kind of upgrading your deck as you go along, which I think works really well for Duel Links. So, just looking at this page, like immediately, we have some of the big cards here, and honestly all of these are really good. We're going to go through all of them in kind of turn. We're going to talk about some of the rares, some of the normals, because there are some really cool things here as well. But let's start with Arcanite Magician, a card that I love. It's from Crimson Crisis, so my favourite TCG set of all time. 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner spellcaster monster at level 7. Only 400 attack and 800 defense, but that's mitigated because when it's synchro summoned, you place 2 spell counters on it, and it gains 1000 attack for every spell counter on it. So by default, 2400 if you have other cards in your deck that put spell counters on cards, Arcanite will get even bigger. Now, the good thing about Arcanite is that you can remove 1 spell counter from your field, then target any card on the opponent controls and destroy it. Which sounds a little iffy when you just think, okay, well, spell counters, maybe potentially you only have Arcanite on the field, then you're reducing its attack points by 1000. But it's anywhere on the field, so on the field spell, on another monster, on a spell card, your spell and trap card zone, you can use it on that to remove counters and destroy as many cards as possible, because Arcanite's effect is not a hard once per turn, which is kind of crazy. So looking forward to seeing Arcanite come out to play again. I don't think it's busted, because it is using an out of date mechanic that only just got really good because of a new Pendulum deck in OCG, and we don't have as many cards in Duel Links to support the spell counter theme. And Osa King, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for proving there's people still watching the channel even though I haven't uploaded in a week and a half. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So yeah, cool card. Then we have Psychic Wielder, which I didn't think we were going to get. If you watch my Savage Strike video, you'll know I talked about this, and I also talked about Psychic Tracker, which is very similar though, for very similar effects. So Tracker I'll talk about now, because just to get it out of the way. If you control a level 3 monster other than Psychic Tracker, you special summon this card from your hand in defense mode. It's a hard once per turn, and a synchro monster that uses card material gains 600 attack. So really, really cool. Again, you're going to be using this definitely in a synchro heavy deck, or a psychic heavy deck at least, but it's a very generic card, so as long as you control level 3. Then Wielder, which is the tuner. If you control a level 3 monster other than Wielder, you special summon this card from your hand defense mode. So you combine these two together and you have immediate access to a level 6 on board. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you could target one monster on the field which has less attack than the synchro monster that uses this card as material and destroy it. So immediately getting to pop a back row, and I believe that this counts the 600 plus from Tracker as well. So if you use this to say go into Life Transfer, which obviously you won't do immediately because that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you did a level 1 as well. But let's say you were to go into this for example, then you would be able to destroy a monster with 3000 attack or less on the field, which is kind of insane. So if you can combine like, this is the kind of thing Duel Links needed, honestly. Like, I'm glad we didn't get Hyper Psychic Riser, which was the card in Savage Strike that combos well with this. It's the level 6 you kind of go into. If we got that, then this would be insane, but right now I think really it's going to just give a lot more access for synchro plays, which is really nice. And again, just enhancing that synchro strategy, which I think Duel Links needs, because again, our top decks, the only real top synchro deck right now is Karakuri, and that's gotten down on the tier list a little bit. So cool card. Then we have Dimensional Prison. If you've played any of the TCG in the past, like 10 years, you will have known about this card. This is a very powerful card. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, banish that target. So the only problem with this is it does target, which means that, say your opponent is playing Destiny Heroes, then they do have a window to respond with a mask change, which is kind of whatever. Like, I don't think you really need to worry about that too much. Masked Heroes haven't really seen too much play, and no Konami then. Next box, I'll give us Masked Hero, more Masked Hero support, and make them even more broken. Who knows, but Deep Prison is really good. You know, the Quacky Mirror matchup, if they don't hit this with Maximus, then immediately, or they have, you know, the Trap Negator, then you get to banish their attacking Maximus or something. Really cool. Just one of those cards that, like, if it doesn't see play right now, we'll see play going forward. It's one of the cards that really shaped the TCG. So really cool we're getting this now. Like, we just had Dark Bribe in the most recent box. Now we're getting Prison, and that's a really cool thing. So that's our 3 Ultra Rares. All of them are really, really good. I really like all 3 Ultra Rares. And I said to myself I wasn't going to spend money on this box, like after the fact I opened the last box and I didn't play with any of the cards. I might be taking that back. Who knows? Then moving on to these super rares, we have Naturia and Madolche. So there is our start of our Naturia support. Not the best synchro monster, but still it's a level 7, I believe it is. One Earth Tune plus one more non Earth monster, so again, we're getting more restrict on our monsters right now. Oops, sorry about that. While this card is face up on the field, you can send one spell card from your hands to the graveyard to negate the activation of an effect monster's effect and destroy it. It's okay. I'm not too sure how spell heavy the Naturia deck is, and so I guess it's alright. It's not as good as Barkion, it's not as good as Nat Beast. So, yeah. Not the Naturia we needed, but probably the one we were going to get. Like, if there was any way we were getting, Landos was definitely going to be it. Then we have Gaia Knight Force the Earth at level 6. This is a prime target for that Psychic Wielder, Psychic Tracker combo. Should have been in the game way sooner. This came out in the original 5D Star deck, and I thought it was going to be in the game from the very get-go. So, glad we finally have it, like, what, 6 months into the game? So, nice. I'm definitely want one of these, just like nostalgia purposes, and it's a cool card nonetheless, so pretty cool. Elemental Hero Escuridao. This is terrible. This is just a bad monster. 1 Elemental Hero plus 1 Dark Monster. Must be Fusion Summoned or copy Special Summon by other ways. This card gains 100 attack for each hero in your graveyard. If you're running pure heroes, maybe it's good with like Vion, you know, Vion, Search Out, whatever. Get this guy out, but I think there are better elemental heroes, you know, like the Earth one, Giant's better, like Nova Master I think is better than this as well. This does, I really don't like it, honestly. I think there are better elemental hero fusions they could have given us, but oh well. Then we have Millenniumize Restrict. This is cool, honestly. If it was Thousand Eyes, I'd have been way more like, whoa, they're doing that, but Millenniumize is actually really interesting. So it's a level 1 Spellcaster Fusion, 0 attack and defense, obviously. Requires Relinquish plus 1 effect monster, so it's pretty easy to do. Once per turn when your opponent activates a monster effect, it's a quick effect, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, equip that target to this card you control. This card gains attack or defense equal to that equipped monsters. Monsters with the card equip's name cannot attack. Also, their effects on the field and their activated effects are negated, so again, going back to that Quacky Mirror matchup, you have this out, your opponent goes to activate Maximus's effect, you chain this because it's a quick effect, because you can do that, and then you take control of the Maximus, and then that Maximus's effect is negated, and any other Maximuses are negated. So they can't crash into this with Maximus, because Maximus can't attack, and they can't use Quacky Mirror Diamond Core to protect it if they get another one out, so Restrict is really good, and I think clearly it's going to take some effort to get out, but I think someone's going to break this and make this deck kind of ridiculous. So we're already seeing now with Dinos coming back in a big way. We're seeing that, you know, obviously the Hasbro event brought us a meta Dino deck. What if Relinquish comes back? Because Relinquish used to be a very good deck back in the early days of Duel Links meta, and yeah, this could be really cool. So definitely interesting to see how Millenniumize Restrict works, and again it can, you know, target cards on the field and in the graveyard. So there's a grave effect activating. Vampires, you could use it to kind of stop their whole vampire combo going off. Could be pretty cool. Then we have Caliph the Phantom Bird. This is the best card out of the whole Golden Castle of Stromberg archetype. So I'm going to get Stromberg out of the way, first of all. So this is a field spell that came out in Battles of Legend in TCG about 7 months ago. Once per turn during a standby phase, you must banish 10 cards from the top of your deck face down. This is not optional, or this card is destroyed. So, has an insanely high maintenance cost, so which means that, like, you'll really be halving your deck down, which if you have no way to ensure that, you know, you get access to the cards you need very quickly, this is useless. During your main phase, you can special summon one monster from your deck. The specialist Castle Stromberg in its text. We don't really have too many of them. We have a few of them in the game, but nothing that's going to really break Duel Links. You cannot normal summon or set time to activate its effect, okay, even if it leaves the field, and it's a hard once per turn as well. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy the attacker monster. If you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the attack that monster had on the field. That's the only good effect that Castle Stromberg has by itself, but again, that maintenance cost is so high. But Glyph is really cool because you don't need to use Castle Stromberg with this. So, first effect, you can discard this card, add one Castle Stromberg from your deck to your hand, so it's a Searcher. That's really good. But the reason it's a super rare is the second effect. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one card in your opponent's spell trap card zone and destroy it. It's a hard once per turn, it's a winged beast, so there's probably going to be some way to get this out very easy. It's a level 4 as well. Downside is you can't go for their field zone because it's not part of the spell and trap zone. So going against things like Ubel, this won't really work. If you, for some reason, you wanted to destroy your opponent's gear town, not that you really would, this wouldn't work against that either. So again, it's just a back row dealer. It's pretty good that it works on normal or special summon as well, and it's not mandatory, which is really good. So Glyph, very, very good card. I'm liking this card from that archetype, from the whole fairy tale archetype, but I don't think that archetype, I'm not going to talk about any more of those cards from the archetype in this video, I don't think it's going to be that great at all. Then, we have Naturia Mantis. More Naturia support, obviously. When your opponent normal summons a monster, you can send one Naturia monster from your hand to the graveyard to destroy that monster. If you open turn 1 with Mantis Pass, you might win. Especially against like Quacky Mirrors, you might just do it. Because you then have to force your opponent to play a certain way. And yeah, so Mantis I really like. I think it's going to be a staple of in the deck. Really cool card. Then we have Madolche Magdalene, which is one of the best Madolche cards the archetype has in the TCG, which is really cool. Level 4, 1400 attack, 200 defense. When this, again, has that Madolche effect, so when it's destroyed by battle card effect, it's shoved into the deck, so it's always recurring itself, which is really nice. When this card is normal flip summoned, you can add one Madolche monster from your deck to your hand. You can just search out for any of them, which means you can search out, if you really wanted to, for Pudding Cess, which, you know, you then next turn can tribute summon it for, you know, get her out, get the Lolly Princess out, and yeah, if you really want to. But, just a search for the deck is really good. Then we have Madolche Hoot Cake, another really, really good Madolche card. So, again, has that same effect. You can target one monster in your graveyard, banish it, and if you do, special summon one Madolche monster from your deck, except itself. If only Magdalene worked on special summon as well, that would be broken. But Hoot Cake can get out another level 3, and then that can go for a rank 3 once we do get to see summoning. Again, like this box, with Madolche specifically, is very heavily hinting towards more Xyz plays. And again, with Psychic Wielder as well, even though you can see the tuner thing there, it still does kind of, you know, hint towards Xyz summoning. So, pretty cool. Hoot Cake, I think, is going to be a really cool addition to the deck. I don't know what the win condition is for Madolches right now in Duel Links. Maybe you do Madolche Synchro or something, I don't know. But should be fairly interesting to see what people come up with Madolches. It's definitely a deck that I think I have all the cards for. So I'm looking forward to checking this out and seeing exactly how well the deck works now that we have some new support cards for it. Then we have Defender the Magical Knight. So you want more spell counters? You got more spell counters. If this card is normal summoned, place one spell counter on it. Once per turn, if a spellcaster monster on the field be destroyed, you can remove one spell counter from your side of the field for each of those monsters instead. Really cool. You know, it's a mini defense against Quacky Mirrors. I keep saying Quacky Mirrors, they are the most relevant deck right now. It's a mini stop against the new Dino Trap, so that's really cool. Not much else to say about it, really. Like, I'm not entirely sure what other spell counter cards we have in Duel Links, but looking like the spell counter cards are going to be doing a little bit of work. Not like a King of Games level deck, I don't think, but should be a fun deck nonetheless. Rocket Hand, I believe this was used in Zoo, I think, from what some of my TCG friends told me. So, another card that's in play, and for good reason. Target one attack position monster you control with 800 or more attack. Equal this card to this target. It gains 800 attack. So, that effect is whatever. Like, attack boost is always cool. You can send this equipped card to the graveyard, then target one face-up card on the field, destroy it. Then change the attack of the monster this card is equipped to 0. Also, its battle position cannot be changed. So, ideally, you'd put your monster in defense mode, activate this, pop a card your opponent controls, and then that monster you use could be used for a synchro summon, or ideally, like, let's just hypothetically say it was Maximus. I know I keep using Maximus, but it's all I can kind of think of right now. You get Maximus out, you use this, get rid of it, Maximus' defense obviously, and you pop a card, use Maximus, pop another card, and then you summon out your Urnite, reveal another thing, get out another thing, attack directly, and potentially you have game on board. So, Rocket Hand is kind of interesting. It's going to be cool to see how people take to this, and what combos I can think of, like, maybe use like a Magic Box, I think it is, or Mystic Box or something, the one that can change control of an opponent's monster to, of one of your monster to your opponents, so you, like, give them your 0 attack card and then attack into it. That could be kind of spicy if that works. Again, I'm not too sure on entirely of the rulings on that, but hopefully that works, because that'd be kind of cool. Then we're done. We're done. We have like Psychic Life Trance, which we talked about a little bit. Again, Prinzessin is part of the Fairy Tale, so it's Iron Hands. We're also getting Cosmo Beat for Naturias, which is really good. When you're putting normal summons or set, especially with your hands, so if you could just pass turn, then normal summon something, special this, you have a nice little defense. We're getting Cherries, which I think is the wrong rarity, personally. Not like it's the wrong rarity on the site, I think it's the wrong rarity personally. I think it's one of the best Naturia cards we're going to get. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard by an opponent's card, included by battle, card effect, or by being destroyed, special summon 2 of itself in face down defense. That's just really good, so I can see why maybe it's only rare, because you do require 3, and the benefit you get off having all 3 is kind of negated once you do get 1 out, so maybe it is about rarity, who knows. But we're getting a bunch of Naturia cards as well. We're getting Marmalade as well from Madolches, which lets you search for a Madolche card in your graveyard, spell a trap card, and add it to your hand. We're getting a budget Man-Eater bug, which is kind of nice. What else here is interesting? We're getting Psychic Commander, which is a card I thought we'd get a long time ago, but nice to have another Psychic level 3 tuner, again to combo with Psychic Tracker, really cool there. We're getting Mech Knight Avram, check this out. Very meme card. Could this mean Mech Knights are coming to Duel Links at some point in the future? Hopefully not, but maybe they will do, who knows. Konami, don't mess up this game please. Low-key, one of the best cards in the set I think is Naturia Sacred Tree. This doesn't need to be used with Naturia, so first of all, it's a continuous trap. If this card is sent to the graveyard, add one Naturia card from your deck to your hand except itself, which is really good, and then you can only use one of the following effects once per turn, and only once that turn. So you can tribute an Earth Insect to special summon a level 4 or lower Earth Plant from your deck, or vice versa, and the best part about this is it's not just restricted to Naturias, it's for any archetype, so Trap Tricks can use this as well. I'm not too sure what the Trap Tricks cards we have in Duel Links are, like what type they are, but I assume they're going to fit into that perfectly. So could be interesting to see a Trap Tricks deck come back with Sacred Tree. And the last card I kind of wanted to look at real quick is Explosive Magician, the other synchro in the deck, or in the pack, sorry. Level 6, again, you can remove 2 spell counters on your side of the field to second destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. I personally like this. It's definitely very similar to Arcanite. Obviously, Arcanite can remove 1 counter to destroy 1 card, which is whatever. It's better because you don't have to technically waste its attack points to do so. But Explosive Magician is just one of those cool looking art cards, which is going to be fun to play with. So let me know your thoughts on this box. Comment down below. I am really looking forward to checking this out. It should be a fun time to see what the meta's like with this set on board. Really, Dimensional Prison and like Psychic Wielder and Magdalene and Restrict are like my top 4 cards from this set. I am really digging this set. And again, Konami, if this is what you're doing with mini boxes in the future, round of applause, because I really do like this kind of format of just giving us a ton of support cards for existing themes and some other really cool tech choices. So let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. Rest in peace, Blue Snowball. You'll be gone tomorrow because I'll be getting a new mic today. And thanks for watching.